In today's news, Deputy Governor presents his November message, Premier addresses and presents major updates on projects in 2023, holiday weather predictions, and BVI football hosts exhibition games. We have the details of this and so much more when 284 News returns.
Good job there, brother. All right. I'm surprised you're here.
I'm surprised you're still alive.
Charles, it's been 60 years.
I wish it was 60 more.
Let it go.
No, you know what you did.
It was just ice cream. But you know what? It was delicious.
What?
We're like a family get-together without all the family drama.
What you gonna do?
CG Insurance. Good like that.
Welcome everybody to this edition of 284 News. I am coming to you live and direct from Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Today is Thursday, the 1st of December. Thank you so much for joining us. In 2023 fiscal year, the government of the Virgin Islands intends to make significant investments, they say, into continued infrastructure recovery and development necessary for areas such as education, community enrichment, and disaster preparedness. We explore the details in this report.
During his 2023 budget address, Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalia Wheatley provided some insight on the major infrastructural projects that have been allocated funds to allow their commencement or continuation into the new year. While he cheered the significant progress made during 2022 as it relates to the recovery works on educational facilities, Wheatley did not shy away from the reality that there is still significant work to be done. That is why he noted that funds have been allocated for the continuation of works on schools throughout the territory.
Development of our future generations is a paramount focus of this government. Not only does your government believe in the education system of the Virgin Islands, we believe that each child in the Virgin Islands must have equal access to a primary and secondary education. We also believe that our educators must be provided with appropriate facilities, equipment, and supplies to allow them to impart their knowledge and experiences to our children. Madam Speaker, that is why I'm also very proud to have signed a contract for the development of the Jasper Van Dyke Primary School and multi-purpose educational facility in August of this year. Funding of $4.1 million has been allocated in 2023 towards the construction and completion of this facility. This project will provide a fit and proper facility from which our children on Jasper Van Dyke will have access to a comfortable and all-inclusive learning environment comparable to those on Tortola, Virgin Gorda, and Anegada. Funding of approximately $1.6 million is allocated for the rebuilding of the Eslin Henley Richer Learning Center, as well as $500,000 for the maintenance of schools throughout the Virgin Islands.
While the aforementioned projects mainly target the territory's youth and those directly employed in the education system, the Premier stressed that the Unity government had no intention of leaving out the more senior members of the community as recovery efforts continue. He noted that prior to the 2017 hurricanes, various community centers could be utilized by the community for meetings and various activities. These facilities were also used as shelters for those in need during inclement weather. That is why in 2023, allocations have been made for the restoration of 3 community centers.
Prior to the passage of Hurricanes Irma and Maria, most of our community centers also served as designated emergency shelters during storm events. In 2023, we will focus on the restoration of 3 community centers, namely Kingarden Bay Community Center, Bruce Bay Community Center, and the Eastern Longlook Community Center. $962,500 has been allocated in the 2023 budget towards these initiatives.
While on the topic of recovery and disaster preparedness, Wheatley went on to provide an update on works into a National Emergency Operations Center.
Substantial progress was made in 2022 on the construction of the new National Emergency Operations Center. The foundation is complete, and this included micropiling, a technique that is new to the Virgin Islands. In colloquial terms, the building is now out of the ground, And in this vein, I'm pleased to announce continued funding in 2023 of $5.9 million towards the completion of the National Emergency Operations Center, which is revered as a model in the region of a sustainable and resilient facility that allows for the continuity of government during a catastrophic disaster such as experienced in 2017.
The Ralph T. O'Neill Administration Center will also be a focus of the government of the Virgin Islands and the RDA as they aim to continue to build upon the significant progress made in restoring the facility throughout the past year.
Works continue during the year on the following components: construction of new basement and parking lot on the west wing, including drainage works, the construction of an elevator shaft on the west wing, the installation of impact-resistant windows, doors and frames, and repairs to the exterior envelope of the building. This project remains a priority as it will ensure that our public officers and government have a proper home base to work, and it will save money currently being paid in office rental.
A total of $5 million is allocated to works on the Ralph T. O'Neill Administration Center in 2023. Come the new year, the government will also seek to address the infrastructural needs of the legislature and the judiciary by pursuing works in the interest of properly housing courts and the House of Assembly.
Madam Speaker, $2.16 million has been allocated towards the first phase of the development of the Halls of Justice, which is a multi-court facility that will house the Office of Public Prosecution, the Magistrates Court, the Attorney General Chambers, and the High Court. There's an urgent need to restore full functionality and capacity of our courts. And through this project, which will be delivered by the RDA, we expect to provide a facility with the capacity to address the needs of the courts while saving revenue currently being paid in rent. Madam Speaker, to your delight, I will also report that the renovated House of Assembly building will also be completed in 2023.
These projects, Weekly Hopes, will allow the RDA to continue to build on its commendable work that has been accomplished since being commissioned, including the rehabilitation of the Elmore Stout High School, which is due to be handed over to the Ministry of Education in coming days. For 284 News, I am Jacka Wooding.
And more upcoming local news after a quick commercial from our sponsors.
Freeze. Choose your mix, choose your flavor.
That's out. That's 6. That's out.
With worldwide medical coverage and affordable premiums, we're like a home match that isn't played at your actual home. CG Insurance. Good like that.
My turn. Oh, come on, guys.
There's a reason you get up on a morning. A reason you pick yourself up, start the day. Maybe it's sheer grit. Maybe it's your ethics. Maybe it's because you know people like you are waiting. For people just like you. We all have our reasons, and for Republic Bank, that reason is you. Every little thing, every big thing. It's all about making a difference in your life. Because after 182 years, if it's one thing we're sure about, is that the difference is you. We're here to help.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Viewers, welcome back. Thank you so much for sticking with us. Now on to more local news. Deputy Governor of the Virgin Islands, Mr. David D. Archer, is urging Virgin Islanders to get involved in the ongoing efforts to revolutionize the delivery of services in the public sector by sharing their comments and concerns after receiving service from a public officer. In his November message, the Deputy Governor explained the importance of receiving such feedback.
I recognize that the public service, with over 60 departments and units, must serve the public and serve the public well. In doing so, we will have challenges. In doing so, we will serve clients well, and sometimes we might fall short. We will own our responsibility, and you can help us as a public officer, but also as the public, to first commend those amazing public officers who work extremely well each and every day.
While positive comments are appreciated, the Deputy Governor stressed that criticism is also welcomed, as the aim of receiving such feedback also includes holding public officers accountable where they may fall short. He also provided some insight as to what action will be taken after this feedback is reviewed.
When we receive your commendation or your comments about employees doing exceptionally well, we will commend them. We will praise them. They'll become part of our overall service membership club. Equally, if they have not done well, we will hold them accountable through dialogue, through engagement, where necessary, through training, but most importantly, with clients at the forefront of what we do.
Individuals can access the Rate Us system at rateus.gov.vg to rate the service they have received while utilizing a public office. Alternatively, the Customer Service Care Center can be reached at customerservice@gov.vg or at the number 468-3701. While acknowledging that local bush cutters have been significantly impacted by the recent Commission of Inquiry recommendation to cease the issuing of petty contracts, Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalio D. Wheatley says his government's new rated program is designed to address those kinds of unemployment issues. Providing more details on this report is 284's Kamal Haynes.
Premier and Minister of Finance, Dr. the Honorable Natalio Wheatley, addressed the issue affecting bush cutters during the recently concluded 4th session of the 4th House of Assembly. He was at the time responding to a previous statement made by the opposition leader, Honorable Julian Fraser, who said that several of his constituents have been complaining about the unkempt bush within his district. Well, Fraser therefore requested for Premier Wheatley to explain the recently launched rated program to gain further clarity on how it intends to address the issue of wild bush presently plaguing various communities.
I don't know anything about the program. All I know is that I'm hearing there's a program. Tell the people what you're going to do. Because we cannot sustain what's happening right now. Especially coming off last year. Last year, we had a program. There was a program. There was a program. Every member in this house know about it. Coming on to Christmas, and it ran just about the end of December. Everywhere in this territory was clean, whistle clean. And you weren't in the government, and you saying it, so you know, everybody know it was. Imagine what the members of the government could say about that program. Was spotless. I'm not saying that the premier here is going to be able to emulate that program, but what I'm saying is that the people have gotten used to it, and they're expecting it. So you have to do something, Premier. You got to come up with something.
Premier Dr. the Honorable Natalio Wheatley acknowledged the impact that the COI recommendation is having on numerous small business entrepreneurs who relied on seasonal petty contracts from the government.
But we recognize that we have a problem in our community because there's a certain segment of our population which is unemployed and underemployed. And we know that those bush cutting contracts used to help persons. Sometimes you help persons be able to make ends meet. Persons used to look forward to it because it really provided a little stimulus for the community. And it provided some assistance for persons who are struggling. And I know that some persons, when they look at those type of things, they can only see a negative side to it. Of course, as I've said before, we are always very suspicious of the intentions of legislators, etc. And so we could have only seen the negative of it. But certainly there was many persons who depended on those contracts to be able to improve themselves. But that has gone away now. But we have come with a program where we are trying to solve a problem that we're having. And the problem that we have is unemployment and underemployment.
Dr. Wheatley also sought to explain the purpose of the rated program and what it seeks to address.
So we've come up with a program called RATED, and the R stands for registration. We want everybody to get, who is unemployed, to get registered. And this would allow us to have more accurate statistics as it pertains to unemployment. And also, once persons are registered, we can direct them into the institutions that will allow them to have services that can help them. So the A stands for apprenticeship, and we'll soon be launching an apprenticeship program where we partner with businesses in the private sector to be able to take on apprentices, give them a little stipend to keep them going, take on apprentices and help them to be able to get some good on-the-job experience. It allows the employers to see them in action, and we're hoping that the employers will, after apprenticeship period, retain them. And that's our goal. And the T stands for training, and we're partnering with the H. Lavity Stout Community College to be able to provide training similar to the trainings that we've already done at the H. Lavity Stout Community College, such as the Marine Training Program. That has been very successful, has about 100% employability out of that program.
While not providing actual statistics on the number of interested bush cutters who have already registered through the program, Premier Wheatley did say that several persons have already shown interest.
The E stands for employment opportunities, and this is where they'll be able to get temporary employment with the public service. We've already signed up a number of persons through the Public Works Department to have temporary employment opportunities in bush cutting. Beautification, as I like to call it. And they'll also have opportunities to paint curbsides. But you also want to be able to get persons who may want to do data entry, where we have, we may have a backlog of work permits and we need to clear those work permits. We can bring in temporary workers to be able to clear those work permits. And again, if those persons perform well, perhaps when jobs are advertised through the public service, they stand a good opportunity to retain those jobs if they've done well.
Premier Wheatley also informed the members of the House of Assembly of the development aspect of the program, which he said will involve motivational speakers who will be tasked with speaking to the enrolled participants on a number of important topics. Reporting for 284 News, I am Kamal Haynes.
Thank you so much for that report, Kamal. Chairman of the BVI Health Services Authority, Mr. Molito Smith, has shed some light on the progress of efforts to establish a medical school in the territory. Smith spoke at a recent press conference.
Over the course of the past year, tremendous strides have been made with Tiber Health in collaboration with a number of other ministries and entities of government in the BVI towards the establishment of a medical school through Ponce University in Puerto Rico in the British Virgin Islands.
According to Smith, at this current stage, efforts are ongoing to complete the necessary space allocations for the establishment to be hosted by the BVI Health Services Authority.
The BVI HSA will serve as a host location. Toward that end, we've been doing a lot of work around space allocation and lease discussions with them, and we are currently awaiting the next steps, but we are in constant and continued discussion and interchange with that group.
Plans for the medical school were unveiled in the second quarter of the 2021 by former Premier Andrew Foy. At the time, he noted that the establishment of such an educational institution would be a great accomplishment for the territory. The school is expected to host as many as 200 students, but will seek to draw the first cohort of about 50. When 284 News returns, we take a special look at the BVI Football Federation's annual exhibition games. We'll be right back after a quick commercial break.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come. Yes, Sonny.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut fun people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you? You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top Up Turn Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?
Introducing a show poised to help guide modern-day men into 21st century distinguished gentlemen. It doesn't always involve suits and bow ties, but raw, real-life lessons. I'm taking you outside in the field to share the journey of some of the BVI's the best and brightest men. From East End to West End, Virgin Gorda to Jos Van Dyke, not forgetting Anigada. Our Virgin Islands gentlemen are doing the damn thing. We are the movers and shakers of this generation. The Art of a Distinguished Gentleman. Season 4 by yours truly, Ron Grant. Raising a generation of greatness. Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on 284 Media. Viewers, welcome back. The BVI Football Association last evening held a friendly exhibition game between the BVI's under-20 team versus a mixed group with a special invited guest player to celebrate the first ever football match played between England and Scotland some 150 years ago. Take a look at this report. The territory's football talent was on full display in commemoration of the first ever football match played between England and Scotland in the year 1872.
The game commemorates the 150th anniversary of the first ever international match between England and Scotland. I think it promises to be a great event. I think it's something out of the ordinary and everyone's really looking forward to it. Partnering with the Football Association on this event was the Governor's Office, and to show his support, the Governor of the Virgin Islands, His Excellency John Rankin, came out not only to spectate but to participate in the commemorative match-up between these two teams.
I was just trying to control the ball and then lay it off, which I managed to do a couple of times. A few other times I didn't manage to do. So that was all I was trying to do. I've got no pretensions that I can play competitively against these guys. In speaking to the Governor, he reflected on why the game of football is important to the territory's youth. I've seen a couple of very good players on the park who are very comfortable on the ball. You know, they know how to take their time to make space for themselves. So yeah, some good players, and there's been a couple of good goals. So yeah, I just, I've got kids of my own. You want to get them into sport, and if these young people with the BVI Football Association are getting into soccer, that has my full support. Governor Rankin also expressed the joy he had in being able to participate in the exhibition match. It was a bit of fun. I'm far too old to be playing, but everyone can have dreams, and I got 10 minutes on each side, and the guys were very nice and allowed me to play with them. Viewers, that is all the time we have. Thank you so much for joining us this evening for our local, regional, and of course international content. We are 284 News, your source for honest and impartial news, right here on 284 Media, coming out of Tortola in the Virgin Islands. Have a beautiful rest of the evening, a happy Thursday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Reporting for 284 News, I'm Ron Grant.
Yo, everything good, Dad?
Aye. This thing got me one way, Daddy.
What do you mean?
Ever since I hook up with this thing, I can't eat, I can't sleep. This is the first thing I touch it when I reach home.
What do you really? Hey, this ain't like you,
Dad, this thing got me staying home, keeping out of trouble me.
Wow. What's your name is?
Shit. I talking about my city life.
Don't worry about missing your favorite series, sports, news, and local programming.
Come to CCT today and sign up for CCT Live to access over 80 channels. CCT Live. Bring it home.
1 month free trial turn into 5. 5 months turn into, well, you know I watching ball. I even watching football. Dad, Nickelodeon, Paw Patrol. I am hooked. Hook, I tell you.
Brilliant Hands and Minds tutoring services, one-on-one tutorials in math and English, intense homework assistance, academic enrichment, school projects, effective communication and public speaking development, sign language for adults and children on Saturdays only. Registered with the Virgin Islands High School Certificate Program, Brilliant Hands and Minds can help you too. Offering intense curriculum-based training to help you or your loved ones get their high school diploma. It's time to make your family's education a #1 priority. Hurry, space is limited. Brilliant Hands and Minds Learning Center. We are the trained education professionals. Is business slow? Cash flow down? Hosting an upcoming event? We can help. Advertise with 284 Media and take your business or event to the next level by enhancing your present marketing and messaging strategies. Allow our team of experts to create a personalized ad that sets your business apart from all the rest. This could be your business or event. So, what are you waiting for? Contact our marketing team at 284media@cctbvi.com. Advertising with us works.
Freeze. Choose your mix. Choose your flavor.
So you're saying I can ask this cat any question?
The cat is connected to the computer. You just type in the question, it will read his mind. There the answer comes.
You're the man! I've been looking for this for weeks.
Hello?
Wait, you had a lunch and care? You say you were sick? What happened to our wedding rehearsal?
No, babe. I'm actually watching the news right now. Take a listen.
Topping our newscast today, UFOs seen around Tortola Pier Park.
And District 3 residents outraged over no water supply. They simply cannot bathe. These and more stories when 284 News returns.
Alright, babe, just get some rest, take 2 Advil, and I'll see you later. Bye!
Okay, honey. I see you later. I love you.
It's clear to see that Coconut Lounge is a place to be, the coolest cocktail lounge in the British Virgin Islands. A lounge like no other, with welcoming, professional service, and a breathtaking ambiance. Not forgetting a diverse selection of wines, beers, and signature cocktails. Cozy, comfortable, contemporary. Coconut Lounge at Tortola Pier Park. Visit us today.
Father Jesus, that line here long like church service.
Alright, do enjoy the rest of the day. Next customer line, please. Wait, hold on a second.
Yes, Sonny boy, come, yes, son.
Good morning.
Good morning, Sonny boy. Hold on there. You must have cut front of people.
It's okay, I'll take care of it.
What? No man to take care of me.
How may I assist you?
Listen.
You want top of power?
You want top of power?
Join the prepaid party with CCT and enjoy more affordable data plans, more top-up promotions, more savings with hero bundles, and more value for your money each and every Tuesday with Top-Up Turn-Up Tuesday. Visit a CCT store today or anywhere CCT Top-Up is sold and top up your phone.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. You want top of power?